Alright, how's it going, you guys? Welcome back to another video. This is gonna be a short intro. I just wanted to let you guys know that this is basically a little tutorial and tips and tricks on how to use each Wool Wars kit. There are definitely some kits that aren't used as much. Engineer. So it might be a little hard if you are looking at all these kits and trying to say which one are you gonna want to use, when are you gonna want to use it. So hopefully this helps out. Now, obviously, if you did like this, make sure you go ahead, hit that like button, and subscribe if you have not. We are shooting for 500 subscribers, and liking and commenting really is going to help this get shot out to more people. Also, the video is going to be put in chapters, so if you are just playing a kit that you always play and you just want some explanation and maybe some tips and tricks that maybe not everyone knows, then I would definitely recommend doing that, unless you want to watch through the whole thing and give me some watch time. Woohoo! Alright, without further ado, let's hop into this video. Alrighty, so the first kit that we have is the Golem Kit. Now, there's a couple things you really want to be doing with this, but for the most part, it's honestly, pretty self-explanatory and relatively easy to grasp. With the Golem Kit, obviously you're going to want to just rush in, you're going to want to tank, and your main job is to stall for your archers and your assault players. Anyone who's using a utility, you want to stall so they can get their utility off. So if you have an assault player on your team that is sitting there trying to quickly rush mid and mine everything, you're going to want to make sure that you are helping with that by just running in, using your heal almost right away. Once you get hit like once and you're in a PvP fight, you're going to want to use your heal so you get the most benefit out of it, because once you're hit once, you're probably going to get hit a few more times, obviously. So by using your heal, then you'll be able to stall, but you're going to want to just get into as many fights, stall, tank damage, while you let your team that's a little more squishier do the rest. Alright? A couple of things that I like to do with tank is I usually just like to run straight through mid and almost try to push the enemy side as much as I can. So if that means that you're on a map that has a portal, take the portal, get on their side, and just start wailing on them. Usually you're going to be able to get a lot of kills with tank, and yeah, it's relatively a self-explanatory one. I wouldn't really think there's much more to it. It's just run in, do damage, and tank for your team so they can do what they gotta do. This is probably one of the easiest kits to pick up. Now, I would definitely say if you are solo queuing, using tank is probably one of your best bets, just because it's literally the easiest kit to use and it's the tankiest, so you get to do whatever you want if you're solo queuing and not really playing with your team. And yeah, you're just able to tank and almost just literally do what you want, because this is just such a good solo queuing kit as well. Alright, moving on to the next kit. The next kit we have is the Assault Kit. Now this kit, a little more complicated to use. You have an amazing ability with your TNT that you can use to clear off the middle and push people back, so you get to mine and you get to just push and see if you can just steal the game before you really have to engage into a lot of PvP. What's good about this is you have your harming pot, so you can use to start getting some combos, so I definitely recommend you try and do that. Also, if you start to get hit, you can always run back and quickly chuck down your heal potion. It does a lot of healing, and it's so helpful to this kit. However, your main objective with this kit is you want to just run through mid, run right behind your team, and have your team push up while you sit there and quickly mine middle. I can't tell you the amount of games I've won just by quickly running there and mining and being able to hotkey fast and just placing. I gotta say, this kit is a little harder to use just because you're still really tanky, probably one of the most tankiest classes in the game. However, you don't have the same utility to get good combos. You're not a swordsman with a stone sword, you're not a tank that can heal and has extra hearts, so you really have to play it a little more strategically. So by using your TNT and your harming pots and letting your team push up so you can do the rest, that's gonna be your best way to use this. Now, I would solo queue this kit with caution. If you have a team that just can't get kills and doesn't know what they're doing, you can't play Assault. Alright, unless you are so confident that you can get amazing combos with your TNT knocking them all back and your harming pots, I would steer clear from this if you are solo queuing. However, if you're with a team, this is almost a necessary kit. You need to just have someone run in and mine while everyone else tanks. That's probably one of the fastest ways to get easy wins. Heading on to the third kit, arguably the most annoying kit in the game, we have the Archer Kit. Now, this kit is really good at what it does, and it is probably one of the most toxic kits just because of how amazing its utility is. You having a bow that whenever you shoot someone and you successfully hit them, you get an arrow back, especially if you are really good with aim, can lead to some devastating things. Now, obviously, considering you have almost no melee weapons, you have a wooden axe, and you do have speed, so you can easily get out, you're not going to want to push unless it is a last resort. You're going to want to stay back, use your arrows, and really just help out your team. If you see anyone getting comboed, you're going to want to try and snipe that guy so the combo gets reset, and maybe even you start a combo for them. You definitely want to make sure you are supporting your team, defending, especially if you have someone rushing mid, maybe a hacker or an assault character. Definitely going to want to make sure you are running in there. Actually, I lied, not running in there, staying back so your team can run in there. And you can sit there and do what you need to do. You can sit there and you can stall. Now, if you do get pushed, you can also use your ability and basically completely reposition yourself. It's almost like a jet dash in Valorant, me and my friends were talking about. So you have a free get out of jail free card unless you're feeling really confident. What you can also do is you can boost yourself to middle, and then you can sit there and you can just mine and you can just help stall right from there. You're getting there nice and fast. You can stall, have your team push in because you're sitting there sniping the enemy team. And it's overall just a really good thing. You're going to want to make sure you're getting defended by your team, but it's a really solid kit. Solo queuing, I'm going to say it's a little similar to Assault. Solo queue with caution. This is a hard kit to solo queue with because if none of your team is playing with you, then you're not going to be able to do what you need to do. They're going to just push you because Archer is one of the most annoying kits in this game. They're going to push you. They're going to try to get you out. So by sitting there and really just playing with your team, playing back, that's going to be your best way you can use this kit. Next up on our list is our Swordsman Kit. This is definitely one of the more easier kits to use. I would say it's right above tank in difficulty, having tank be the least difficult one. This kit, it's a very simplistic kit. You have a healing pot so you can heal yourself if you start to get damaged. You don't have a lot of armor, but you do have a stone sword. So you can sit there and you can three-shot a lot of the enemy team just by having stone swords and hitting those crits. It's really helpful, and it is especially extra devastating if you have your speed ability activated. By activating your speed, you can run in, you can maybe even grab the strength, or you can grab whatever, and you can just run in, do damage, and then run back once you start to get hit. And then your tank, or you can honestly just run back even if you don't have a tank, heal yourself and get right back into the fight. Either way, it is a really solid kit. There's not much to talk about. It's just an overall really good kit. Now for solo queuing, I would say this is definitely one of the better kits to solo queue with. You get to sit there and just run in, do damage, get a kill or two, and then just pray that your team does the rest. It's not you're not necessarily in control of the game, if that makes any sense. As in, you're not in control whether everyone else is mining or doing stuff. You're literally just running in, getting as many kills as you can, and dying. Your objective is to die. Alright? Don't think of running back and being the last man standing. You want to run in, get as much damage as you can, and die, so your team can support and do the rest. Next up, we have Golem, and I would definitely say Golem is one of the harder kits to use. If you're really good and you are really smart with when you use your utility, Golem can be absolutely busted. Or if you use your utility 5 seconds into the game and you're not pushing anyone and getting into PvP, then this kit is absolutely useless. I would definitely say this kit is a little harder to play with your team, just because the whole reason for this kit is so you can run in, quickly get your armor on, get as many kills as you can, target the tanks, target the swordsmen, get them out while they can't kill you. And then once your utility is up and you lost your extra armor, then you kind of want to play back and really just play passively. You're not going to want to run in. So it's definitely a little harder to be able to try and figure out when you need to do what. But if you can successfully do that, this kit can be devastating. For solo queuing, I would definitely say this is probably the best kit to solo queue with. Now, hear me out, all right? I'm sure you guys are a little shocked that this kit is the best one. One that arguably one of the least amount of people use. I definitely worded that wrong, but you know what I mean. The reason why is because you can just run in, you can put on amazing armor, get as much damage as you can, get a kill, target the tanks, target the swordsman, get a lot of the front line offense out. By doing that, you're going to be able to run in. Well, not you. You're not going to be able to run in. However, your team is going to be able to run in after you. They're going to see, oh, this guy's running in doing a lot of damage. I'm going to go in because he went in. You're probably going to die, but you're going to tank a lot. You're a better tank if you know when to use this util. So you can be a better tank with a stone sword, get as much damage as you can, and then you can fall back into your team if you're still alive. If not, then you're dead. Either way, you're definitely going to want to use this kit if you're solo queuing. It is just an amazing kit to get kills with and amazing for your team to play around. Now, if your team is absolutely brain dead, then this kit's going to be very hard, but even still, going in and having that extra armor is going to be great. And last and least, we have the Engineer Kit. Definitely one of the least used kits, if not the least used kit in the game. The reason why is it's a little hard to use. With the Engineer Kit, you're definitely going to want to be playing with your team. You're not going to be one of those people that are running in getting kills. You're going to want to be playing back. You have a bow to stall, and you have absorption potions, so you can help out your team push. But you yourself, you're not really going to want to run in, especially considering the absorption only lasts for 5 seconds. So basically the same duration as a Golem Kit. You're kind of just going to have to run in. You're going to always want to have to play around mid. You can't really stagger from there. You're going to want to play mid, and you're going to want to help support your assault and whoever else is in mid with you. Although hopefully you have an assault on your team if you're playing engineer. What's good about this is if you start to get pushed, you can hack it and run. Give time for your team to really recollect themselves because your hack stalls them for a few seconds. So with that hack, you are able to put the game in your control. Now, I would say solo queuing this could be really good, could be really bad. I don't know. I don't use this kit too much, so I feel like I'm a little out of my place to be able to say use this or don't use this. Just if you are using this, you're going to want to make sure you're playing with your team. If you're not playing with your team, then this kit is useless. You might as well just run tank or swordsman. However, if you are playing with your team and you really are analyzing and saying, oh, they are pushing, I gotta make sure I use my hack ability. Oh, I gotta make sure I help support my team so they can run in. That's gonna be your best way to use this kit. So if you have a really solid team, Engineer could be a cool choice. Definitely one that not a lot of people use, so they might be a little confused and a little harder to defend. However, if you don't have a competent team and you're solo queuing and you're just getting terrible teammates, you're going to want to never touch this kit. So hopefully this helped out a lot. I know some of the kits are just not used, and I also know that I'm not the most knowledgeable on everything. All right, this is not the end all be all. If anyone has any other tips that you think could help out other people, feel free to let us know in the comments down below. As you can see on the left all the way over there, I am top 150 in kills, so I definitely do have a lot of experience, but you know, I'm not the World Wars Buddha, to say the least. So this is definitely not, you know, the end all be all. This is how you have to play everything. This is just what I would do whenever I'm in a game, and you know, just by almost experiencing it and seeing other people, how I have to play when I see certain kits on our team and I see certain kits on the enemy team, what I know to do and what not to do. So I will catch you guys in the next video. I'm going to be posting a lot more World Wars content and maybe some Bed Wars also. Kind of dropped Bed Wars a little bit, oopsies. Yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Wahoo!